Morning, folks. Been a while, as usual. Don't tend to do so many these days, but I hope you're all well. I see I got a whole new subscriber yesterday. I won't chuffed. Hey, what is it? It's Monday, 10th of December, and we are fast heading towards the pagan ceremonies of Christmas. And I thought, just for a change, I would listen to the lamestream media this morning, and specifically the British Bullshit Corporation. And it's interesting their use of words. You know, they were talking about there's been a 1,000-fold increase in the number of people representing themselves in court. Well, then they proceeded to say that it's about lack of legal aid. No, it's not. It's about people are waking up. People are realising that solicitors are part of the same gang, and they're just there to stitch you up. You know, if they're going to send you to jail, it's the solicitor that signs the paperwork that sends you to jail. So how the fuck can you possibly trust somebody who's going to possibly send you to jail for a very long time, and you know, and you've got to pay for the bloody privilege as well. So, you know, everybody should begin to understand who they are and stand up for themselves as a man or woman. You're not your straw man. You're not the name on the birth certificate. You are your, in inverted commas, Christian names. So have a look at some of the stuff that Romney Stewart comes out with on YouTube, and then you'll understand about the relationship between the birth certificate and you. I've been through it before. If you go back through my videos, you'll understand a little bit more about how it affects you in real life. But my best piece of advice, if you can, is always sign. If you're going to use, you know, if you're going to sign any document, either write v.c. in front of your regular signature. I mean, you should do that anyway. That means that you're being forced into signing. You're under duress. It's in Latin, v.c. I can't remember what the Latin is. But you can Google that. Well, you shouldn't Google anything. You should start page it. Look up start page. It's the most secure search engine on the planet. So start using it. Stop using Google search. I went into town over the weekend, and I was surprised because I didn't realise. You know, we all talk about the covering up. Look at these cancer-causing LED streetlights. They haven't rolled out 5G here, but back across the border there into Cornwall, it's nearly rolled out. Virgin Media are rolling it out, and they're going to switch it on next year, apparently. Anyhow, what was I on about? Oh, it'll come back to me in a minute. But, it's interesting to yeah, signatures, that's right. You need to sign as a man or woman. So invent yourself an autograph. Okay, well, you can use your authorised signature as an autograph, and then sign your own name. But also, fuck's sake, this is what you've got to put up with on country roads. Yeah, I recently signed a contract of employment v.c. So it basically means that it doesn't bind you in court, and so you should always cover your ass with that. Either that or write your name in lowercase. So say your initials. So you would sign, say A. Say your name was Alison, maybe. So you'd sign A in lowercase, then a colon, which is a dot above another dot, and then the rest of your name, but all in lowercase, no caps at all. And then you can write authorised agent for the trust name, and then put your name as it appears on your birth certificate, so all capital letters, no colons, and then sign it with your lowercase name with the colon and V.C in front of it. Now, I've not had to fight any court cases with using this yet, so I can't guarantee it. It's not legal advice. It's my understanding that that's how it works, effectively, because all court cases are contracts anyway. But yeah, back to the legal aid thing. Because people know that solicitors are so corrupt, and they're not even corrupt. I had some dealings with one a while back about some will planning and that for my mum. And the solicitor asked me, "What's the date of birth?" And I said, "I've no idea, it's hearsay." And she got right pissy with me, really pissy. So, you know, as soon as you challenge these people, and let's face it, people who educate themselves are far more likely to make a better job in court than people who aren't. You know, or people who try and pass over their responsibility to another man or woman. You've got to remember that in natural law, you've got no right to pass over your responsibilities to other people. So if you need to defend yourself, you shouldn't expect the police to do it. If you get into a fight in a pub, you shouldn't expect other people to come to your aid. Even if you get pasted, you've done the right thing. You've stood up for yourself. The moment you start abdicating responsibility, you become a slave. And it's the same in court, and it's the same when you sign a document. If you sign it with your straw man name, you're just signing for the slave. Okay, you're giving them jurisdiction. You're basically, you're nothing. They can do whatever the hell they like with you. Right, that's enough of that bollocks. I've been watching, there's a brilliant YouTube channel called New Earth. Have a look at it. There's a Bulgarian researcher, a lady, and I apologise, but I can't remember her name, and I'm driving, so I can't look it up. I can't look it up anyway, because I don't use a mobile phone anymore, except when I have to. I keep it in a pouch, a transmission-proof pouch, and I switch it on when I want it. And she's come up with a mud flood theory. I don't know if you've heard about this, but it's fascinating, and it's always, thanks for that, it's always I've always had this question, right? Why did everything start in the 17th century? I mean, I might have gone into this a little bit more in one of my other videos, but you know, modern Freemasonry, not real Freemasonry. came about in the 1770s, and America became independent. There's loads and loads of other things that were all set up in the 1770s, and the mud flood theory is that there was a massive disaster. There's been a war going between a country, a people called the Tatarians. Now the Tatarians have had not an empire, a global presence. There's Greco-Roman architecture all over the world, including South America, Japan, China. There's pyramids all over the world, including South America, China, all the Pacific Islands, megalithic structures everywhere, and she reckons that there was a, inverted commas, mud flood, or a natural disaster that caused mud floods, or it could even, in my opinion, it could have even been some form of weapon. When this happened, the powers that think they are now took over, because there's photographs of these orphan trains where they've taken children, whole trainloads of children, and repopulated places and stuff. And it looks like the Tartarians were peaceful, educated. I've seen wood carvings from the 15th and 14th centuries where there's an army outside of Vienna, and there's Christian flags and Muslim flags flying in the same army. What's that about? And I was watching another researcher's video yesterday, and he collects ancient maps, and all these maps, if you look very closely at the dates, they don't say 1536, they say J 536, 536 years after Jesus. So there's a good possibility that there's been 1,000 years added onto history, and that what we're being told is complete lies, and that would tick the box for why we're being fed so much crap now. People are waking up, people really are waking up. But yeah, that's right. I was talking about, I went downtown, wasn't I? Right, I live in a small Cornish town, and nothing too spectacular, and anyway, I went downtown, and I've been leafleting the estates around town. I've been printing off leaflets at home and then taking them off, and these bloody traffic lights are in the face, about 5G and the dangers of smart meters, Wi-Fi and 5G. Anyway, I went into the newsagents in the centre of town, and I asked him, there's nothing too onerous on it, it's just there's the web address for saveusnow.org, SUN, and there's the web address for stopsmartmeters.co.uk, and and it just says about the FOI request that I put in to Cornwall Council, asking who is going to be vicariously liable when it all goes horribly wrong. I wanted a copy of their environmental risk assessment, which they've got to do and they haven't done, blah blah, and it came back no information held on any of the questions I sent in. And yet Vodafone is rolling out 5G across Cornwall. So, and he refused to put it up in the window. He says, I can't prove any of this. So, and I thought, you can't prove whether somebody's selling that lawnmower or if it's a stolen lawnmower. Still got it up in the window. And this is the second time somebody's got really pissy with me about this, and I've come to the conclusion that people are they know something's wrong, they're not happy about it, and they haven't got the balls to do something about it. They're scared, and that's why they get pissy so quickly. If you know yourself, you won't be scared, but these people don't. They watch the BBC every night. They wrapped up in Christmas and reality game shows, and they believe what's in the papers and in the TV. Even films, the subliminal messages in films. I was in the Vets the other day, and they got this beautiful tapestry. Somebody spent, well, it's like a bedspread, but the first time I saw it, and I thought, oh, it's a nativity, but it isn't. What it is, and I can understand why they've done it. What it is some animals looking over a gate into a field, and there's countryside all about, and then there's like a bauble hanging down from the top, and there's a Christmas tree hanging. There's a hole in the middle, and there's a Christmas tree hanging from it, and there's a star on top of the Christmas tree. Well, Christmas tree symbolise, if you go back far enough, the phallus of Osiris and obelisk, and they used to have a disc on top, which I can't remember whether it used to symbolise Jupiter, I think. Don't quote me on that. And the one outside the Vatican had a ball on it until I think it was about 150 years ago, and then they changed it for a cross and that. But the star, remember what a 5-pointed star is? It's a pentagram, isn't it? It was a 5-pointed star, and it was upside down. So you've got consciousness or soul, which is supposed to be at the top, and then you've got earth, air, fire and water are the other 4 elements. When it's upside down, that symbolises earth, air, fire and water are above the soul or consciousness, and that is the symbol for Satan or Lucifer. And I don't believe in coincidences. I very much believe in consequences. So that's you can think, oh, maybe it was just somebody and they were sewing upside down, on their lap, whatever. And maybe they were. But that doesn't stop it giving out that vibration. Everything in the universe is a vibration. Everything's moving. There's nothing stationary in the universe. We're beings of energy. The universe is energy. And everything we do, say, touch, affect, the whole of the universe, whatever, from the time we're born to the time we die and beyond, is all affected. Is all movement of energy. So I know it's a bit of a difficult concept if you've never come across it, but if you think about a table and you zoom in with an electron microscope, it could be anything: a pencil, a nail, your finger, anything. You zoom in and keep zooming in and keep zooming in and keep zooming in. Eventually you get down to atomic level, and every single atom and every single electron that you can see at that point is moving. Alright, it's vibrating. The Earth has got a resonant frequency of about 7 megahertz, apparently. 7 kilohertz, I can't remember now. And so, you see, if you're into your ancient archaeology like I am, you see stone doorways all around the planet in these ancient megalithic structures, and they are doorways, but you can only open them by using the right resonant frequencies. They go to different dimensions, or different. Well, I don't know what the definition of a dimension is. Probably different to a scientific, alleged scientism definition. But it goes somewhere else, maybe in another space-time. But they're definitely doorways. Some of them even got door handles on them. The ancients had a sense of humour, So there we go. I think that's probably enough for this morning. I just wanted to point out how scared really people are, but you need to wake them up. Oh, it's starting to get freezing. You need to what you need to do is plant the seed. Don't go ranting. I made the mistake when I first started doing this of ranting for hours and hours and hours, like I do on my videos. Well, not ranting, but just talking to people, and they glaze over and they just think you're an idiot. But if you just plant the seed, people start picking up on things. My missus, it happened to her. The other day at work, somebody said to me, "Oh, Donald Trump's an idiot." And I said, "I think he's great, he's so entertaining." And they go, "Yeah, but look at the laws that he's passed." And I go, "You don't honestly think he's passed anything, do you? He's handed a piece of paper, the same as Theresa May's handed a piece of paper." They don't pass anything. Over here in the UK, it's the Cabinet Office, and they're handing pieces of paper from places like the Bilderberg Group, the Bank for International Settlements, and the European Union. The European Union, the people in charge of that are handed pieces of paper. None of these politicians, if you actually believe that politicians actually can do anything, this is why they don't give a fuck. This is why Scott Mann, my MP down here in North Cornwall, won't answer my letters about 5G. I'm going to write to him again this week, because he said I didn't supply him with any information, any evidence, sorry. So then I sent him 5 pages of A4 with links to about 100 new studies detailing the dangers of 5G, Wi-Fi and smart meters, and I haven't had a response yet. That's been, and bearing in mind that the parliamentarians are supposed to write back to you within a certain amount of time, he hasn't bothered, so I'm going to put a complaint into the Parliamentary Ombudsman that he's not doing his job. But he's great at opening fakes and stuff. Not bad for 70 grand a year, is it? Wonder if I should run for office and I could just toss it off and do fuck all for for 5 years. But we'll have to see, won't we? Anyway, I'm going to disappear now, and I'm going to let you guys get on. But just plant the seed, because the next time that guy looks at the news on the British Bullshit Corporation, or on Sky or Live, whatever you want to call it, or any of the others, he'll see Donald Trump signing some piece of paper, and he'll go, "Oh, wonder where he got that bit of paper from." So there you go. Have a great day and a great week, and if the fancy takes me, I'll do another video this week. Have a look into the mud flood, New World. If I remember, I will put a link to her channel. It's really fascinating. Anyway, TTFN.